Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome for the first time. If you've been following me for a little bit, welcome back. Good to see you again. Today we're gonna be talking about everything I wish I knew before I made a move to Mount Lebanon. So if you like what you've been seeing on this channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that way you don't miss any content that we put out. I put out content weekly. My name is Tim Phillips with the Phillips team here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I'm a real estate expert. So today in this video, what we're gonna be covering is what it's really like to be in the heart of Mount Lebanon, giving you a real point of view, walking up and down the sidewalks and covering everything from the people living here, homes, activities to do, and everything that Mount Lebanon has to offer and everything I wish I knew about Mount Lebanon before moving to the area. So what are the people like in Mount Lebanon? Well, they're very active. Just driving up and down the street, you're gonna see a ton of people always walking, jogging, moms pushing strollers, dads out on their lunch break, getting a run, exercise in. It's a very active community. And people are nice. You're gonna see a lot of people sitting outside of some of the coffee shops, restaurants, even some of the saloons, drinking a beer, waving hello to neighbors, just smiling and enjoying their quality of life. And then when school lets out, it's really a scene. All of a sudden there's people lined up and down the streets, they're walking their kids home. You'll even see some kids on their lunch. They'll stop into Suburbs, come grab a meatball sub, bag of chips and a drink, and then they'll head back to school. And the walkability is so impressive. Within 30 feet, you can get Mexican at the Topo, Asian at Jade Grill, and there's even a local ice cream shop here too. Like Betsy's Ice Cream. Jade Grill is one of my favorite spots. I'll give you a quick peek. And it's one of the top Pan-Asian restaurants in Pittsburgh. And just another 10 feet ahead, you'll have Cafe Flore, Tostique, two coffee bars. Tostique actually has a really nice juice bar inside, right next to another Asian restaurant, Sesame Inn. So we've crossed over now, we're on the other sidewalk heading north to Pittsburgh. So on this side, we're starting with Mount Lebanon Floral. You can get all your flowers, holiday mums. It's fall here in Pittsburgh, so you're gonna see a lot of mums on people's porches. And right next to Mount Lebanon Floral is another local coffee shop, another favorite of mine. I love coffee, if you haven't noticed, Uptown Coffee. All right, and this next one's a little special to me because this is where my dad bought my first guitar at Empire Music. I got a Martin D18. All right, one bite, everybody knows the rules. This is Mineo's Pizza, a staple here in Mount Lebanon. You might have seen this on Dave Portnoy's pizza reviews, but he actually did the Squirrel Hill location. Okay, and just down the street from Mineo's, you're gonna have more Italian. Bistro 19, which is just behind us, and then El Pizzaiolo right next to us. So north is still that way, and right now we're outside of Orbis Cafe, which is another favorite of mine. If I had to rank my top 3 coffee spots in the heart of Mount Lebanon, it'd be Cafe Flore, Uptown, and then Orbis would round it off. So if you happen to not move to the Mount Lebanon area, but you still like the businesses and restaurants that the heart of Mount Lebanon has to offer, you can park in this parking garage here, or towards the southern end, there's another parking garage that you can park in down there. And the entrance and exit to the T station is gonna take you right out to Washington Road across from the Mount Lebanon Saloon, Aladdin's Eatery, Suburbs, and one of my family's favorites, Little Tokyo. Another Asian restaurant, great sushi, hibachi, family owned, and right next to it is Suburbs. Another great place for a quick bite. You're getting good, real food and subs in there. And also next to that is Aladdin's Eatery, a Mediterranean place that's very quick with service and flavorful in my opinion. And possibly one of my favorites right next to that is the Mount Lebanon Saloon. It's got over 20 beers on tap, craft beers, local beers. Icy Light is being our local light domestic beer. Had plenty of good times and memories there, watching sports games and gathering with friends. So something else that might be of importance to you if you have a family is school transportation. Mount Lebanon does not offer that here. So you would either walk your kids to school, they would walk themselves, but that's something that Mount Lebanon doesn't offer. So if that's of high importance to you, that might be something you want to consider in making your move to this area. And some of the other things along this strip behind me right here that we didn't necessarily spend a whole lot of time in is just healthcare in general. So at the far north end, you'll have BAB Orthodontics, and then at the south end, you'll have Land's Dentistry. And in between there's also some healthcare between eye doctors, just general doctors, and pediatricians. All right, so moving aside from walkability, there is some transportation around here. If you're sitting on your couch and you turn directly behind you, just imagine that's where the T station is here in Mount Lebanon. You can get onto that and you can be downtown anywhere within 15 to 20 minutes. That's from North Shore to Oakland to Station Square and other areas. All right, so something else you might want to consider before you make the move to the Mount Lebanon area near Pittsburgh is the weather. So for instance, today, it was super foggy this morning. It was about high 50s, low 60s. And as we started filming in 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's about 70 degrees and sunny. So you might find yourself many mornings getting a long sleeve on and then shedding that before noon. All right, so let's talk about housing real quick. So Mount Lebanon housing is so unique in so many ways. The homes here just continue to appreciate. A lot of that is because of the school system. The school is one of the top ranked in Pennsylvania. And most recently, Realtor.com ranked Mount Lebanon the #3 neighborhood to move to in the United States. So there's a lot of desirability here, and that's really good if you already own real estate here. But if you are moving to the area, there's good promise that your home is going to appreciate and it's going to be a good financial investment for you in the future as well. So there's too much in this area to film absolutely everything. Some of the things that we may have not shown you that are still here that might be of some importance to you: there is shopping around, shoe stores, purse stores. One of the stores is Celtic Cross. And there's also multiple salons too, between barber shops, hair salons, nail salons, one of them being B Salon, which is actually right across the street from us over here. Specifically in Mount Lebanon, you'd be surprised how many events are held here weekly. One of them is a local farmers market, which there's various times. The most consistent one is held in a parking lot right next to Land's Dentistry, which is at the south end of where we are in the heart of Mount Lebanon on Washington Road. And actually this weekend in the parking lot behind us in the Mount Lebanon Saloon, there's going to be an arts festival. All right, so to recap, we started at the north end on the right side and walked south, cut across, and came back up. We've covered the quality of people here. We've covered weather. You're gonna see all kinds of weather when you come here every single season. Home prices, and what do I think is gonna happen with home prices? I think they're gonna continue to go up. I think we're still gonna have a very strong market. So if you're somebody that is looking to move to this area, it's still a good time to buy, a good time to get ahead while the rates and equity in your home is rising. And we've covered everything that you can do today, from food, my top 3 coffee spots, along with quick snacks and sweet treats. So where we're seated now to finish and wrap everything up is inside the Mount Lebanon Saloon. We're kind of right by the entrance where they have garage doors out here with a ledge where you can enjoy your food and your beer and your drink, overlooking Washington Road, Route 19. Okay, so that wraps up everything today that we've been talking about with what I wish I knew before I moved to the Mount Lebanon area. And again, if we've missed something that you've been looking for in this content, please feel free to reach out to us at the email below. Tell us what you're looking for and we will provide that content for you. And as always, if you're looking to make a move to the area, I would love to be your realtor of choice in helping you make that move. Send me a message again at my email below. Let's have a conversation today and get you connected with your goals.